Greetings. Greetings, everyone. So, if you enjoyed what I just played, believe it or not, if you're not aware already, all I really did was play a scale. And that's what today's video is about. Today's video is part one of a three-part series about how we, as musicians, or piano players, new piano players, or maybe piano players that don't understand music theory, can incorporate scales into your practice, but also why scales are important. So, I'll start by saying my two cents on why I believe that scales are important. So, the reason why I believe that scales are important is specifically the major scale, which is what we're going to be talking about in this three-part series, is major scales are kind of like the building blocks of all of music, to be honest. In my humble opinion, I believe that understanding the major scale is like a beautiful way to, you can then use that knowledge to break down exactly what you're hearing, or you can then like make certain tweaks to different scale degrees to find out or to create new melodies and new scales. So, but the major scale is kind of like the starting point. And so yeah, let's just jump right into it. So there are 12 keys. 12 keys. So if you don't understand the circle of fifths, that's okay. I'm going to be talking more about that in later videos, but there are 12 keys. If you're new to piano, when you look at the keyboard, you probably just see a bunch of like black and white, which is usually how you might see it as a beginner, or as somebody who doesn't necessarily understand what they're playing. But there's a lot of great musicians who play by ear, and I think that's so beautiful. But if we understand a little bit of the theory, we then can connect certain dots that can even unlock higher levels of musicianship. So there's 12 keys. You might be thinking, nah, there's hella keys right there. Well, there's only 12. They're just repeated over and over. So I want you guys to look at these 5 black keys right here. 2, 3. So now we have this chunk right here. This is the whole keyboard. As you can see, if we take a step back, we just have the same thing. We have these 5 keys. Again, 2, 3, 2, 3. And they're just repeated over and over across the whole keyboard. That actually is a beautiful thing because it takes a lot of the guesswork out of keyboard. When you look at a keyboard when you're just starting, it's like, oh my God, there's so many keys, I don't know what to play. But there's really only 12. And this is our first key that we're going to learn, C. And so we have, this is just a higher version of this. And then this is just a lower version of this. They're the same. There's like a super deep old man singing the note, then like maybe middle-aged man or young boy singing the note. And then we have girl singing the note, but it's all the same note. So there's 12 keys, which means there's 12 major scales, right? So we're going to break it down. I'm going to break it down in a 3-part series on how to play these. So let's start with C. The reason why we start with C in most beginning music lessons is because C is, if I pull out my circle of fifths right here, if you see right here, we have major keys. C, if you don't read music, that's okay, but we have this staff that has nothing on it. You see here, there's something on it. Here, there's something on it. There's two things on this one. There's two things on that one. But what this means is that there are no black keys in the key of C. So essentially, we can just go play from C to the next C, and then we would have played the scale. Beautiful. So now how do we incorporate that into our playing? So if you're a beginner, this might take some time to get used to, but it's a-okay. This video is just going to be here for you to use to practice. So music notation, or let's say scale fingerings, basically how we move across the keyboard with our scales. We have it's notated with our fingers, and our thumb is notated as 1. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're the same for both hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play with both hands. Well, let's start with our right hand first, because when you're practicing, you want to start right hand, or you want to start left hand, but start with one hand. So we're gonna start right hand first, and so our scale fingering, you can write this down, is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so, but I'm going to take it even a step further and go 2 octaves. What 2 octaves means is I'm going to not only travel over these notes, but I'm gonna, like I said, it's all repeated. So I'm just going to take that scale and I'm going to play it again higher. And the way we do that is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Instead of playing 5, we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the beautiful thing about that is when we're going back down, it's 5. It's just the same thing, but backwards, reversed. So that's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So the whole thing would be 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Moving on, we have, as you can see, our left hand and our right hand are reversed. So that means what we just played down is what we're going to be playing to go up for the left hand. So that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, 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 boom. That's how we go up with the left hand. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. And then how we go down with the left hand is how we go up with the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you would then practice those together, or to practice them separately, and then eventually you want to be able to play them at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, blah, 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 blah. It's kind of hard to do this because they're doing different things. So kind of hard to count or say the fingering for both hands at the same time because I only have one mouth. All right, so again, you can like slow down the video or whatnot to really see what's going on. But all I'm doing is I'm playing that exact same fingering that we went over with both hands at the same time. Beautiful. So, like I said, this is going to be a 3-part series, but they're 12 keys. So in this specific video, we're going to be going over not just the C scale, but also the other white key scales, excluding the B scale, because that one's going to be in another video. So the reason why I like to group the different scales together in terms of how I practice them is because some of them are really similar to each other and there's some that are a lot different. So in this video, we're going to be going over the scales that are similar to the C scale based off of fingering, because the fingering is going to be different depending on which scale you are playing. So let's move on to the next white key, which is the D scale, because after C comes D. And if we look at our circle of fifths again, our beautiful, lovely circle of fifths, we can see right here that there's two things on the musical staff here. Ignore this. This is a clef. The accidentals are what happens on the lines and the spaces. So G, we have 1. D, we have 2. So that means there's two black keys in this D major scale, but our fingering remains the same. The two black keys that are there are the F sharp, or C sharp. Wait, hold on. Now I'm folding. So we have F sharp first, and then we have C sharp. So this one right here, and this one right here. So same thing with the right hand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So our hands, both right hand and left hand, are doing the same thing, just we're just making sure we hit this note and we hit this note. So again, 1, or I'll do 2 octaves this time. So that is our D scale. So if you don't read music or anything, that's why I made sure to have like my hands in the camera. So if you don't read music or anything, you can really slow this down and see the exact notes that I'm playing. And just know that you're using that same fingering, which is what we went over for the C scale. Every scale that we go over in today's video will be that same fingering. The first group 1 of scales. All right, so a D major one more time, and then we'll move on. Okay, seems like someone needs to practice their D scale more. Play it slowly. Okay, so moving on to our E scale, we got 4 black keys in there. So what that's going to look like is these 2 and these 2. So let's do this again. Right hand, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. All right, both hand or left hand only. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. together. Beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna do a little jump skip over F, because F is a little bit different. So we're gonna go to G. So with G now, G only has one sharp, or one accidental, which means one black key, and it happens to be F sharp right here. So let's start. G, boom, same fingering. Okay, now we'll move on to A. So we went C, we went D, E, we skipped F, went to G, and now we're on A, the last scale of today. Same fingering. A, the A major scale, here, we got 3 black keys, and those are 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Those are the black keys in A. So here we go. Same fingering. All right, so that concludes our that concludes the first part of today's lesson. So if you made it this far, then you probably already understand, or you probably already want to learn your scales, have some motivation to learn your scales. But I've noticed that a lot of people think that scales are not that important, and I don't know, that it's just kind of been the opposite in my music journey. I think scales are super important because they are the backbone to almost everything we play. They're an amazing frame of reference for anything that we play, if it comes to chords, if it comes up to a lot of these things. And I'll talk more in depth about why scales are so important. But for now, two really important reasons is that, one, they kind of teach you how to move across the keyboard. Like, you're not, like, if anything, it's just a good exercise for your hands if you really want to become a better player. Because once you start playing like harder pieces, you're going to need to move faster and more fluidly. And what scales do is they really allow you to practice that. And practicing it with the correct fingering is also important, because it teaches you what the pattern is for, because once you're out learning pieces don't just give you like your fingering. You really just have to be creative enough as a player to really figure out what's the optimal fingering for what situations. And scales give you a really good framework for really understanding when to switch over which fingers and just how to walk. Like, think of learning any instrument as learning how to walk with your hands or with your fingers. And so they give you really good dexterity, and like I said, they also are just the backbone of a lot of music theory. So if you want to start learning music theory, go ahead, subscribe, and more music theory and scales and circle of fifths and fourths and all that stuff. I'll be explaining a lot of these things in more depth. So yes, go practice your scales, and then pull up on part 2 of this video.